Hey, it's Mac, and I just wanted to make a quick risk disclosure notice before you watch these live trades that I'm taking using the chart buttons. Just make sure you understand that I've got 25 plus years of using this strategy and learning to understand price movements and to be able to read a chart. And while this can be done and anybody can learn this, it's not always as easy as it looks. So just make sure you understand that there are risks involved when you're trading futures. So keep that in mind. Thanks. Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and I'm going to try and demonstrate a couple of, at least one trade today, again using the chart buttons. Again, depending on how it sets up, will determine which one I use. One of these, if I click buy or sell on this one, it'll go in one tick above or below the previous bar that's printed. So it gives you a chance to let your signal bar print and complete first, kind of like we do in live trading. Anyway, this one will give you a little bit of a head start if the market's moving fast, because this one will put your buy or sell stop one tick above or below the current bar that's printing as soon as it completes. So if I like this bar to go short, I would enable short, and as soon as that bar stops, it'll put the short in there for you. And I don't really want to trigger a short here, so I need to be careful. But I'm doing this in the MES again, all my testing. I'm just going to I'm going to stop that for a moment. Uh, if it turns down bearish, well, that's not good enough signal bar in my opinion. May get a second entry long here. We're up near the highs, so this is a place where the market could turn down. You can see the overnight highs. I need to probably put that on there on this chart. I've been trading the other chart without the buttons. We're not quite there yet, as you can see, to the highs. So it wouldn't surprise me if we go higher, but it wouldn't surprise me if we go lower here either, because we did have a break of this possible channel. This looks more sideways than anything, but we did have a break here and move to a new high. So we could be turning down from here. Wouldn't surprise me if we don't reach this previous highs and test that before we go, even if we are going lower. I mean, I'm at the point now where we could, this is a spike and channel up. So you can see there's a spike up right there, and then we go into another channel, possible another channel. But even that one appears to have a break. Maybe not. Maybe if you draw it. Yeah, that does fit pretty well. So we may have another trend working higher. We'll just have to see here if this will confirm and continue higher or not. So far we've only got two touches on it. It could be more like this. And we already have the break and a couple legs up. But it could just be the break of this bigger channel and the retest as well. So there's still a lot of possibilities here. This one's kind of, I'm going to draw it like this because it does fit well like that also. But we're not getting back to that trend line quite either. So, but it definitely looks like a spike and move up of some type. And there's some sideways action in there too. We were finding that resistance up here at this previous area. We got through that. Now we're finding resistance up at the highs. But I'm not going to sit here and let this go on and on. I'll probably pause it and come back in when we get something set up. But there's not anything that's really setting up that I'm liking just yet. So I'm going to pause this. And if and when something does come up, I'll come back on and we'll see if we can't get another trade demonstration here for you. Okay, we did trigger a second entry here, but that signal bar doesn't qualify. And you can see it looks like it kept us out of a, plus we've got the trend working down. That's the first close outside. So That's why we use these filters to keep us out of bad trades. Because I mean, it's possible this is still going higher and you won't get stopped out, but um, it's not looking good at the moment. So that's why we use these filters. All right, let's see if this bigger trend line here is going to hold. I'm going to pause it and come back if something happens here. We still don't have a new low here yet. We have the close outside on this, but we don't have a new low. Looks like they're trying to make it here. I mean, we still could go lower. I'm not convinced we're going higher, but there's no setup here or anything, so I'm going to pause it and we'll come back. Okay, we got a little update here. This channel did not pan out, so we're going to remove it. So we had a break and moved to a new high. It looks like we've got a channel working lower here. We've got a first entry here. Maybe we'll get a second entry short set up here. You couldn't really trade this as a reversal. So maybe we'll get a second entry. But when it broke below this bar right here, that's your first entry short because we had a new low here. It may just go lower from there. We'll just have to see what happens. Maybe we'll get a setup, maybe we won't. I'm going to pause it. We'll see what happens, but it looks like I don't know if we're going to get a second entry opportunity here to go short or what's going to happen, but it looks like it's just going to go lower here. And this does appear to be confirmed. I'm not sure about this lower line just yet. We'll see. It looks like it's fitting properly, but we don't have a lot of price action here, so we're just going with what we got. So we're definitely trending down now. It may only be momentarily, but we are trending down for the moment. So I'm going to pause it, and we'll see if we get some kind of setup here shortly. And if we do, we'll take a trade. Or
order submitted.
We can still put it in now. There we go. Looks like we did get a tick of slippage there too. I mean, the volume's been kind of thin lately. Oops, let's get our stop where it goes there. One tick above the signal bar. And really what we have here is we have a leg up, a little two-legged correction, and a second leg up, but we have this break here, move to a new high, and now hopefully we'll retest the low. That's your expectation there. If looking at this channel, this could be an overshoot on this channel. In that case, we could just reverse. So I could have a bad read there, but I still like it to the downside for now. I don't see any reason to reconsider this trade at this point. We probably do need to adjust these runners a little bit. Let's try to just get out right at the lows here of the original lows across here. So that would give us 3 points on the runners. We're trying to get 4 ticks on the scalp, and then we'll try to get actually we'll move it down 1 tick and we'll try to get three points on the runners.
Order filled.
All right, we got filled on our 15 scalp. Now we're just trying to get out of these runners. I could move this to break even or break even plus one or just give up one tick. Um, this market's struggling to go lower here because there's buying coming in, but it feels like it wants to go lower to me. Well, I don't know if we're going to get a low in there or not. All right, let's move this. Just all right, we're going to go to break even. Make sure we make something on our scalp. That's the key.
Order canceled.
Okay, with nothing on the runners, I hadn't had any luck with runners on any of my demonstrations hardly. Um, but not a surprise because we're on a choppy mixed day, and a lot of times on days like this, I don't even try to get a runner. But just while we're testing this stuff, I want to make sure everything's working properly. So that's kind of the idea there. Well, you did get to see this one work. Um, so we'll hang around see if we can get another trade in as well. So I'll pause it and we'll see what happens. I think this thing's still likely to go lower from here, but it's just there's a lot of support right across there. You can see. So it may take a little bit to work through, and if it continues to hold, it'll probably go higher. So anyway, let's pause it and see what happens here. Okay, while we're talking here, we'll just or while we're waiting here, we'll talk about that trade. I scalped out on 15 of the contracts at 4 ticks, so that's 15 points we got on the scalp, and we got stopped out at break even on the runners, so we just lost our commissions there. So it'd be $750 was our profit before commissions, and then minus commission for 20 contracts. So so we lost. It was about $72 on the commission. So we made a little over $600 there. Still not a bad trade. If you do that a couple of times a day, you make a nice living. It takes time to build up to 20 contracts. Don't get me wrong. So don't try to do that right out of the gate because it doesn't happen overnight. I'm going to continue to pause it here, see what happens. Okay, it did break lower and hold again, and so we may get a second entry long here. So this thing may be going higher. You can't enter that on the engulfing bar, so you got to wait for this to close if you do want to go long here. But we got at least a triple test and now a higher low. If it sets up, there's possibility of a long there. You could enable this long and see if it what it does here. This one enters the order as one tick above this as soon as this bar closes, but it looks like we're going to turn down. So I'm still thinking I like it to the downside myself. So, but if we got a triple test with a higher low there, you can't ignore that either. So you definitely don't want to go short right there. If it breaks through, it's probably going lower, but you don't want to risk it bouncing there. So that is not a place to go short. So keep that in mind. Not now. We're too close to the support where it's bouncing over and over there. But I just want to show you this trade. It'll pop, should set it up there for us, and we'll just disable it. All right. Yeah, look how slow.
Order submitted.
All right, see, there's our order. When that bar completed, it put it up there, but we're gonna
order canceled.
We're gonna cancel that order. It's taking a little work, but they're definitely looks like they're gonna get a retest to this low at a minimum. And notice there's a two-legged move in the middle, so we could get a measured leg down here. And that's why you like to wait till your bar closes. Because if you try to second guess it, I mean, this thing is look like it's going to turn up. It's look like it's going to go lower. And till it closes, it could end up going either way. And that's why you always try to wait for it to close before you make your decision. It's looking like it's going to close bullish. But before it's over, it may go lower. They'll trick you. Yeah, they finally worked it through there. That's what I was hoping to catch on our runner, but we didn't catch it. Now you could get a second entry long here and maybe go long. If we wanted to go ahead and try to get our order in above this one, we could click here, or we could wait till it. Again, this one's going to put it one tick above this bar as soon as it completes if I hit the long.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
Really like that signal bar. Maybe that's in the upper 1/3, but I don't like that 2-bar matching. I think we're still going lower here. We're still going to attempt to take it lower. Okay, just to update you, notice we did come all the way back here and we met our measured move. We could bounce now, or we could turn up. We could just keep working sideways, or we could turn up here. No setups here or anything that I would take, so that's why I didn't like this one. It would have worked, you can see. I believe that you would have got a scalp out of that, yeah, easily, but it just wasn't worth risking. Well, anyway, I wanted to kind of give you an update here and show you what it was doing. It just looks like we're stuck in this range here. But I'm going to pause it. Okay, you can see what's happening here. They beat this back down, but we may get a chance to go long here. We could wait till this closes and then use this chart button, but this one would put it in as soon as this bar closes on the long there. But I want to make sure we got a good signal bar, so I'm going to be ready to flatten it just in case. If the bar gets too big, I'm not going to like it either. We don't want to be going long at the high, way up at the highs.
Order submitted.
I still like that signal bar if it can break higher. Normally I'd tell you might want to wait on a higher low here.
Order submitted.
You see it put the safety stop one tick below there, signal bar. And let's see on our runner here. We're going to get out near the top up there since this is a range. And we can readjust that if it looks like it's going to do something crazy. And notice my safety stop's one tick below my signal bar. Got plenty of chances to get in that trade if you didn't have your Buy order right there in time. It backed up several times. It's bouncing off our order. We didn't get filled yet. Usually on a limit order, if you're exiting on limit orders, usually it has to tick through.
Order filled.
All right, we got filled. It didn't even have to tick through. We're at break even plus 1 there. Let's back up a little bit. See if we can get a runner here. Give it a little room. Get a little more than 2 points on a runner here if we get it. If you try to play this conservative, you're going to get stopped out a lot, especially on a range day like this. A lot of times on range days like this, I don't even try to go for a runner. I just scalp out. But I'm testing this stuff and want to make sure it's all working properly. Come on, we're so close this time. Give it to us. A lot of battling between the Bears and the Bulls here for sure. I hate to give back our profits, but I hate to let them scare me out too. We already got 8 in the tank, in the bank. So we got $400 in the bank, and we're trying to make a little more on these 2 runners. Let's see how this bar closes before we make our next decision. Fairly neutral. Let's just go ahead and go to break even 1 tick below that bar. If they get it, they get it, because it just is struggling to go higher here. We might get a runner. I just don't know. We're really struggling right there at that resistance. A lot of selling coming in right there. Really slow. Really low volume today compared to. They're trying to run those stops right there.
Order filled.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, we just can't get a runner going today. Again, we got stopped out at break even there, so we basically made $400 minus our commission on 8 contracts, so we just can't get a runner. But it's hard to get a runner on a day like this, so but generally I would tell you don't even try. But we're testing stuff here, so I'm taking a few extra chances that I probably wouldn't normally take in a trading here, so don't lose sight of that fact. But there's a couple of trade examples for you. I think we got both of these in today, if I'm not mistaken. So you see how they work. Once this one triggers, it's a little more automated than this one, but they both work similar, except for, again, I'm going to explain this to you. When you click on this one, it's going to put your buy or sell order 1 tick above or below the current bar that's printing. In other words, as soon as it finishes printing, it'll drop your order in. This one will drop your order 1 tick above or below the bar that's already completed to the left. So if the bar's already completed and you decide, hey, I want in that trade, this would be the one that you'd want to use. And then if you want to try to get in there early while the bar is printing and hoping it ends in your favor, then you would want to enter with this one. So this one gives you a little advantage to sneak in there early Where if you don't get in there early, but you still like the trade, you come back to this one and it enters more like your normal trade. You wait till the signal bar closes and you try to get your order in there. So I hope that makes sense. Um, we'll do some more, but I think that's enough for today. We got 25 or 30 minutes worth here, so I think that's going to do it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed those and just watching some trades, how we enter, and how I'm reading the market and so forth. But we'll continue to try to do more of these, and hope you enjoyed them. I'm going to wrap it up. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.